and welcome to Catch Play, your sports development program bringing you stories of sports initiatives and developments as well as groups and individuals that bring change using sports as an avenue for change. I'm Godwin Eki and thanks for your company. And it's a pleasure to have you on the show tonight.
It's always a pleasure to be on the show. Thank you.
All right. Well, before we take a look at our first story for tonight, let's see what we have coming up for you on the show.
We'll take a look at an interview between the PNG Athletics and the sponsor Coca-Cola, PNG Sports Foundation and their services. We'll take a look at the swimming coaching clinic under the guidance of John Bladden. And finally, we'll take a look at the junior golf development program in PNG.
Yes, and there you have it. That's your lineup for tonight. Now, as we all know, last month there was a big Southern Regional Championships for the athletics. And apparently Coca-Cola has been following since the last Pacific Games, and they're sponsoring the team in buying medals and the athletes.
Yeah, I was there for the Southern Region Athletics Championships that happened in September. It was great to see that Coca-Cola has come on board to help buy medals for those athletes. You know, these are the athletes who have come from different provinces in the Southern Region, and after the competition they've won medals, and it's great to see that someone has come on board to help them in purchasing these medals for the athletes.
That's right. Now we caught up with Coca-Cola as well as Athletics PNG to see the handover takeover of their sponsorship in Czech. So why don't we take a look at the story?
You know, this whole thing came about after the success of the recent Pacific Games. After that, in July, Athletics PNG held the Southern Zone Athletics Championships in September. It's 2 months after that, and we were approached at CCA to come up with some a form of sponsorship. We agreed on purchasing all trophies. And hence this presentation. This is about, we were interested, we were very keen because of the success of the Pacific Games and Athletics PNG then turning around and supporting their sport at school level. And we thought it was a good way for CCA, Coca-Cola PNG, to support this very important area in sports, important area in developing our young people.
On behalf of Athletics PNG, I would like to say thank you to Coca-Cola Material for the support towards the Southern Region Championships in September 18 to the 28th. It was a successful event. Basically, it was just the junior. We had a championships basically for school kids, age range from under 14 up to under 18, under 20, and also we have some individual senior athletes that came and took part in the championships. The focus of our championships is to raise the awareness after the Pacific Games with the successful of team athletics. We want to continue the code by going into schools, and we want to thank Coca-Cola for the support. And in the years to come, in 2016, we already have a calendar in place for the schools program, and then we will use Coca-Cola as a partnership to go forward. And thank you once again for the support, and the event was successful. Thank you.
Yes, as you've seen now, I think Coca-Cola is doing such a great job, you know, engaging all these, engaging with Athletics PNG to carry out their sponsorships. And you know, like they said, they've been following through the athletics championship since the PNG Games, the Pacific Games, and they will support the Athletics PNG with their sponsorships, you know, continuing into the future.
Yeah, you know, it's a great thing that they've come on board and to help these athletes who've been part of the Southern Region Championships, and the medals that the athletes will win will make them, you know, give them that really good morale because they've been out there to compete. They've won something, and it's great to see that kind of a sponsorship coming on board and helping athletics. Athletics is one of the sports that make up the medal tally in any Pacific Games or any mini games. So it's great to see a sponsorship like that coming on board.
Well, we'll take a short break, so stay watching. Welcome back, you're watching Catch Play. Now, PNG Sports Foundation has so many things going on. Apparently this year has been so busy for them. And Ma, you caught up with PNG Sports Foundation. Tell us about it.
I caught up with Mr. Peter Chalapan, the director of the PNG Sports Foundation. They've got a lot of programs. Yes, they've been busy so far preparing, and Pacific Games gone now. They'll be preparing for the PNG Games next year. Yep. And they have the grassroots programs, the ability programs, the PNG Sports, and all these programs they've been putting in place to help the community.
Well, Mai, before we give away too much information, let's take a look at the story first.
The PNG Sports Foundation has programs that support sports through delivering of sports education and training, human movement studies, talent identification and development, and creating equal participating for athletes and sports personnel in PNG. These are some of the programs included: ability sports, community sports education, PNG sports, sports excellency and development, talent identification, women in sports and youth sports.
This program is basically is a sport education program which I'm directly in charge of, with a handful of national program managers as well as the regional officers. And what we basically do is to run sports education programs in the provinces, in areas of sports administration, event management, and a bit of coaching, and the others as well. We are basically involved with the people at the provincial level, and our provincial links are the Division of Community Development and Sports in the respective provinces. They are the ones that we deal directly with in terms of coordination and delivery of programs. They are communities that are not directly involved with a national federation, so perhaps it's an opportunity that we think is important to build capacity at the grassroots level.
One example of all these programs' great outcome is the PNG Games. The concept of PNG Games was first developed and introduced by the PNG Sports Foundation in 2003. It is held every 2 years, and the mission is to promote and develop national unity and provincial pride through participation in sports. 2015 Pacific Games was a success because of the PNG Games, which saw most athletes come through the pathway through sports.
I was very impressed with the recent performance, and all of us, the whole of Papua, were impressed with the performance of PNG. But importantly, what I've observed is that a handful of athletes that did very well during the games came from the grassroots, and those were the athletes that we identified through the PNG Games. And PNG Games is a great concept that has really driven behavior at the community level. And a lot of people are excited at the community, they're excited, and they're all raring to go. And as we speak, communities already have started with their preparation towards the PNG Games. And that is a great concept that assisting all the national federations to identify athletes. And a few sports have expressed that great satisfaction on what the PNG Games concept has done.
Programs like Youth Sports Program is to increase access to sport participation opportunities for youths at grassroots levels in PNG. The program teaches basic sports coaching, officiating, and sports administration skills. An approach is focused on empowering youth volunteers in community by giving them skills and confidence to plan and run good quality fun sports activities in their community.
Yes, and there you have it. That was PNG Sports Foundation. Ma, you can now tell our viewers more about the PNG Sports Foundation.
Well, PNG Sports Foundation has been very exhausting working around the sporting programs that they've put in place. Recently the 2015 Pacific Games is finished. They've taken over the facilities now. Yep. And also the programs that they've put in place, the PNG Games, now they're working around the clock to bring that for next year. These programs have really helped them to bring athletes to be in the next level, plus youths from the community, disabled athletes, and all this program, they've been doing a great job.
So many teams affiliated, not just, speaking of teams, different sporting codes. Now we have the Sports Expo coming up as well.
Yeah, the Sports Expo is the first of its kind for all national federations will be coming out to showcase the different sports they have, and it's for school kids and the public to go and to have a look at what kind of sports they have, and they can also register, and also they will have this new ticketing system.
Wow.
This ticketing system will help register people who are interested to be part of the sports, and these national federations will be keeping a record of how many people have been interested in this sports.
Yeah, I think it's a good way because it's giving the locals the opportunity, different sporting arenas around the country, you know, to give them that opportunity to come out during the sports expo and showcase what they have, you know.
It's a great job, and you know, all thanks to the PNG Sports Foundation with coming up with great initiative to now go out and market the different sporting federations in PNG and to the public, and to tell them that, look, this is what different sport is doing. So come on board if you're interested. Be part of any sport that you want to be in.
Yes, well, we'll take a short break, so stay watching. Welcome back to Catch Play. Now, last week from Monday to Friday, there was a big swimming coaching clinic, as you would have known, taking place. And John Bladen, who's the New South Wales Coaching Association, was here.
Okay.
And they had this coaching clinic run for a week to boost the talents and, you know, resources that we have here, especially the coaches. I'm referring to the coaches, to have them taking part in learning different skills and techniques of swimming, and to have them, you know, take part in this program was a good thing, because swimming president Elizabeth was also there to do the program with the coaches.
Well, it's good to see that the coaches coming up from Australia, helping out our very own local coaches to take up swimming coaching. Look, swimming is one of the biggest sport in Papua New Guinea that has an individual sport has come on board, with taking medals, you know, like the big fish himself, Ryan Pinney, and the Pacific Games. And it's great to see that Liz Wells, coach and administrative manager for the swimming team, doing this is a great initiative to help the local coaches in PNG to take up this coaching clinic.
Yes. Well, let's take a look at the interviews that we carried with John Bladen and the rest of the Swimming PNG. 25 coaches and managers attended the swimming coaching clinic under the FINA rule last week, led by John Bladen, President of New South Wales Coaching Association. He said imparting the training skills and techniques of swimming was to improve and educate the coaches to teach junior swimmers how to become good elite athletes.
So we have a workshop here to improve or to educate the coaches in PNG from both learn to swim, mini squad, junior squad development, and also through to more elite levels of swimming coaches. Look, it's a developing program. There's some great knowledge in the room, there's some good coaches, some experienced coaches, and there's a lot of coaches that are keen and willing to learn. I would like to see that the coaches go away motivated with some good knowledge, some good experiences, and to go away and to improve their programs both here and in other centres. Yes, I think it'd be great for the centre. It's a fantastic centre, fantastic facilities. There's no reason with the support of the centre and the government and so forth that they can't produce some really good swimmers.
He also mentioned that with the new swimming facilities, Papua New Guinea is able to produce great swimmers. Swimming President Elizabeth Wells said the coaching clinic was to get the coaches and managers to fully understand the basic techniques of swimming, as well as learning other important skills in order to properly carry out their swimming lessons as coaches. She strongly spoke about the development side of swimming in the country and what PNG Swimming is doing to engage all provinces into affiliating with their swimming programs.
It's after the Pacific Games, and we've had so much interest in developing the coaches. We've got 2 brand new centres, 3 here, at Murray Barracks and Tarama Barracks. So what we're trying to do now is develop the coaching system and the teachers from schools. We've got a participant from Ted Dero. We've got participants from Kimby, Lay, Murray Barracks, Tarama Barracks, the coaches, schools. And what we're trying to do is develop them so that they can take the program back into their facilities and develop the sport of swimming. We usually have a smaller version, one that happens every year, annually. But because we've had the Pacific Games, we've been developing our technical officials. So now we're bringing back the coaching stream back into the... We're hoping to get it into the community school curriculum. The basic is learn to swim, leading into teaching young children up to the age of 12 stroke technique, because technique's very important in their swimming. If they don't have it, they won't become an elite swimmer. And through that, we then hope to develop a very good, strong base of elite swimmers. But to do that, you need a strong foundation. I'd just like to thank BSP, who are PNGSI's major sponsor, and their whole role is developing swimming throughout the country, not only for every child to learn to swim, but it also helps with drownings. It's a skill activity that they can take right through to the age of 99, and they can become a master swimmer later on. So it's a skill that you can learn when you're 3, 2, 3, and take right through your life.
Yes, Maya, I think you've heard for yourself, during the video. Now, Swimming PNG is also having a development program around Papua New Guinea where they can engage young kids that are into swimming so that they can follow up their golden fish, Ryan Pinney, with the success of the recent Pacific Games. And they're also looking into affiliating other small clubs around Papua New Guinea and, trying to encourage kids to, swimming might not be that dominant, but I think, with Ryan Pinney leading the way, country will be able to producing more swimmers.
Yeah, I think swimming, looking back, I've seen that Ley and Port Moresby has always been the swimming, always having the swimming competition, but it's good that if other provinces can take hold of swimming and take it over to other provinces and bring people or the young kids from other provinces over to compete with Port Moresby and Ley, that would be a great competition, and we will see that the different provinces will have talents from their areas, and we might never know we'll have the next big fish in the 2019 Pacific Games. Has really boost this morale for everyone to come out here and show the initiative to help the people.
Now, one interesting thing is that the last PNG Games, because I was there myself and I took part in swimming, apparently I was representing Team Central, and in saying that swimming, as we all know, it may not be that popular, but West New Britain governor is now saying that he also wants to encourage many of his young athletes in the province to take up swimming, and they're building one now for the next next PNG Games.
I mean, as we speak now, this week, West New Britain will be doing a groundbreaking ceremony for the next PNG Games, and it's good to see that this clinic is going on, and they have coaches who have come on board to take up this coaching clinic. It's great to see that the things that they will learn, they'll take it back and prepare the athletes for the PNG Games. So who knows, there'll be another fish coming out from the West New Britain province.
Yeah, well, good on West New Britain anyway.
Yes.
We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the program. Now, PNG Golf development program is boosting around the country, and Mike caught up with them. So why don't you tell our viewers about this?
Well, Junior Development Golf Program is going on really well with the kids from age 7 to 17-year-olds, and it's a great program. Also, coming back to the 2015 Pacific Games, the Golf Association have come on board to help these kids to learn how to do the basics of golf.
Now, before we talk more on that, let's take a look at the story.
PNG Golf has a vision, and that vision is for golf to be the sport of choice for life of all Papua New Guineans, and have a mission that to aspire to transform golf in PNG into an industry, growing participation and sustainability for the benefit of present and future generations. The Junior Golf Development Program have objectives where providing a structured golf development program that can be delivered by PNG golf professionals and elite amateurs.
It's not just existing juniors, the idea is to bring other young kids in, potentially from schools, certainly some in this case here from the local settlement, and it teaches them not just golf, it teaches them a whole range of things about social living, aspects of that, behaviour and physical fitness. So the program is all encompassing, and it's being extended over this next year.
The PNG Golf Association is committed to providing opportunities for men, ladies and junior golfers to represent their country. The association has reached a stage where they have appointed a AAA rated PGA professional national coach to oversee their national development squads and provide a structure for the development program, resulting in more PNG teams being able to travel to international events.
And they learn the basics of the beginning of how to play the game of golf. And the last 2 years we've focused on developing within the club, outside of the club. It's been through word of mouth. And then our surrounding neighbours, the children that have come in through our communities around the golf club. And they have benefited in a lot of ways, not only learning about golf, but being part of the golf club and appreciating what it means to be in the game of golf, playing, interacting with your international friends, just being a member of the golf club, and a lot of things that actually do personal development outside of the game itself. But for the game itself, the children have been a great boost to what the future is for our association.
With this program, a total of 40+ children enroll every year to be part of this golf development program. The numbers of children varies in seasonal basis. Their goal is to attract and retain junior golfers from throughout PNG and to build a sustainable golf industry for talented people to provide long-term employment in the sport of golf. As part of this program, talented young golfers nationwide are identified and given opportunity to progress from the amateur to professional level to ensure a high competitive environment is maintained.
It's like we are the senior juniors in this program. We have to come take part every time, and some small kids are coming out and they know that we are the senior juniors. They need to, get some lessons out of us, and be role models.
Well, Mai, apparently we've come to the end of our show. I wish we could sit here all night and talk about sports development.
Yes, unfortunately, we've come to the end of our show. So, I hope the viewers have really enjoyed what we've lined up for tonight.
Yeah, well, viewers, we've come to the end of our show. If you have any sports-related stories that's, to do with development, please send us an email to sports@emtv.com.pg and address your email to Catch Play, or you can visit us here at Boroko Garden City Level 2, and you can either ask for me, myself, or Mai Koime, and we'd be happy to help you out.
Thank you, Godwin. Thank you, viewers, for watching Catch Play. I'm Mai Koime.
And I'm Godwin Eki. Good night.